Hello scientists, this is Ms. Hames and this is Just the Facts number 7.1. Number 7 because this is unit 7 and point 1 because this is the first one of the unit. Alright, in this one we are going to be talking about the layers of the earth. Here is the overall Just the Facts chart if you want to refer to it. But remember, if you just stop here and copy this down, you are not getting all the information that you really need to get if you don't watch the rest of it. So be sure and watch the rest of the video. Alright, so we're talking about the earth, and so, okay, that doesn't really help. Let's see. I'll make the earth blue. So we've got the earth here, and when we're talking about the layers on the Just the Facts, we're going to start with the outer layers and then go down into the center. So right now we're talking about like up here, and then we're going to kind of go down to there. Okay, so the outer layer, I know we've kind of talked about it being called the crust, but the scientists have broken it down into a little more specific areas. And so this the very outer layer is called the lithosphere. It's solid. It's where the plates are, which we're going to talk about a little bit later in this unit. And the lithosphere, the important thing to remember about the lithosphere is that it is made from the crust and the top layer of the mantle. Okay, that's the important thing to know about the lithosphere. It's on the outside, and it's made up of the crust and the top layer of the mantle. Next is the asthenosphere, and it's kind of gooey, I guess you could even describe it, because the plates kind of move on it like maybe a piece of bread you could squish around, on top of jelly, that type of thing. So the solid plates kind of move around on the asthenosphere. And the way I always remember which of these comes first is I always think about la, 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 L, then A. Or you could think LA like Los Angeles. But lithosphere is first, going outside in, and then asthenosphere. So that's kind of how I kind of help remember the order of these two layers. Then underneath is the main part of the mantle. The mantle is the largest layer. The asthenosphere is the outside part of the mantle, and even part of the mantle is kind of in the lithosphere. But underneath the asthenosphere is just the bulk part of the mantle, the main part of the mantle, and it is composed of just hot magma. Think volcano lava. Lava is what it's called when it's on the surface of the earth, and magma is what it's called when it's underneath the surface. So that's what's in the mantle. It's the largest layer, like I said, and this magma flows. Let me see if I can. It flows in these convection currents. Think about heat. Heat rises, so the magma that's hot rises up to the top, then it kind of cools, and then it kind of drops back down. So it creates a circular current, and these are called convection currents. And that's what's important to know about the mantle, is that this is where the convection currents are, and those convection currents cause the plates to move. We're going to learn about these plates, the tectonic plates, a little bit later on in this unit, but just so you know that this movement, this convection current, is what causes causes the plates to move. And we're going to talk about this later in the unit, but I'm just going to kind of give you kind of show you. This is the mantle. Here's those convection currents. Heat rises, then it cools off and kind of lowers. And as it goes this way, see, it's pushing that direction. Well, that's going to cause this plate up here to move this direction. And this one going this way is going to cause this plate to move this direction, thus moving plates. All right, so as these currents circulate, they're going to be making those plates move away from each other. And a lot of the times this happens in the middle of the ocean. So you have what's called a mid-ocean ridge. And then we'll learn when we talk about the rock cycle, that this magma comes up and it reaches the surface where the plates have pulled apart, and it creates new land or new rock, which we're going to talk about when we talk about the rock cycle. All right, so that's about the mantle. Then down just beneath that, you're going to have, oops, didn't mean to do that. You're going to have the outer core, and then in the very center is the inner core. And both of these are composed of nickel and iron. And in the outer core, scientists believe that it's so hot that the nickel and the iron are in a liquid state. Yet in the inner core, there's also nickel and iron, and it's in the center, and so it's so densely packed that it actually occurs in a solid form. Something to think about is how far down, you may be seeing the movie Journey to the Center of the Earth, which is fiction, of course. How far down into these layers have we actually been? It's really interesting. You might look it up, and you might be surprised at what you find, and how scientists can know these things. All right, here is the full chart in case you need to make sure you get everything written down. Listen to the video again if you have any questions, or ask your teacher. Thank you.